Ever wondered how to install a ceiling fan with braces by yourself? Today we're going to break down the process step by step in an easy-to-follow guide. We'll touch upon everything you need to know, from the tools required to the safety measures you need to observe when dealing with the electrical installations, because remember, safety always comes first. The goal is to empower you to complete this project with confidence and ease. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of how to install a ceiling fan with braces. Before we get started, ensure you have all the necessary tools ready. Now let's run through the list of tools you'll need for this project. First up, you'll need a trusty screwdriver. It's a staple in any DIY project, and this one is no exception. Next, we have wire strippers. These will be used to strip the insulation off the wires when we get to the wiring phase of the installation. Of course, we can't forget the ladder. Unless you're a basketball player, you'll need a sturdy ladder to reach the ceiling. Safety is paramount, so make sure your ladder is secure before you start any work. Last but not least, we have our safety equipment. A pair of gloves to protect your hands and safety glasses to shield your eyes from any dust or debris are essential. Remember, safety first. With these tools at your disposal, you're ready for the next step. First off, we need to prepare the ceiling for installation. When it comes to installing a ceiling fan, the first and foremost step is to ensure the safety of everyone involved. This means turning off the electrical supply. Head over to your home's main electrical panel and turn off the breaker, or remove the fuse that controls the power to the ceiling box. It's a simple task, but a crucial one, as it's all about safety first. Once the electricity is off, it's time to deal with the old light fixture if there's one hanging around. Remove it gently, taking care not to damage any wiring. Keep the screws and other small parts in a safe place. You never know when they might come in handy for future DIY projects. Next, it's time for the ceiling brace. This is an essential component when installing a ceiling fan, as it provides the support needed to hold up your new fan. To install the brace, you will need to access the attic. Once in the attic, position the brace between the ceiling joists. The brace should be centered in the hole where the light fixture used to be. Once the brace is in place, secure it by driving screws through the brace and into the joists. It's important to ensure that the brace is securely fastened. We don't want our fan taking a nosedive, do we? After securing the brace, you can then attach the ceiling box to the brace. The ceiling box is where you'll eventually connect the wiring for your fan. It's worth mentioning that all these steps might seem a bit daunting, especially if you're new to DIY projects. But don't worry, it's all part of the learning curve. And remember, there's a certain joy in doing things yourself, not to mention the money you can save. Now that your ceiling is prepared, we can move on to installing the fan. Next, assemble the fan according to the manufacturer's instructions. A ceiling fan is more than a decorative fixture. It's a marvel of engineering designed to provide comfort and energy savings. So, let's take a closer look at how to put it together. Start with the motor housing. This is the heart of your fan, where all the magic happens. It's responsible for spinning those blades and creating that lovely breeze. Now, depending on your fan model, the motor housing might come pre-assembled or in parts. If it's the latter, you'll need to follow your manufacturer's instructions to put it together. Don't worry, it's usually a straightforward process involving a few screws and brackets. Once you've got your motor housing ready, it's time to attach the blades. These are the wings of your fan, and they're what actually move the air around. Again, the procedure will vary depending on your fan model. Some fans have blades that simply clip into place, while others require a bit more elbow grease and a few screws. Either way, make sure you secure each blade firmly, but don't over-tighten the screws. You want to ensure a smooth, wobble-free operation. Next up is the fan's canopy. This is the decorative cover that goes over the motor housing and adds that final touch of elegance to your fan. It's usually a simple case of sliding it over the motor housing and securing it with a couple of screws. And finally, don't forget about the pull chains. These are your fan's controls, allowing you to adjust the speed and direction of the fan as well as control the light if your fan has one. Simply attach them to the designated spots on the fan, and you're good to go. So there you have it, folks. Assembling a ceiling fan might seem intimidating at first, but with a little patience and attention to detail, it's a task anyone can tackle. And remember, always refer to your manufacturer's instructions to ensure you're assembling your fan correctly. With the fan assembled, we're ready to hang it. Stay tuned for the next step, where we'll show you how to safely and securely hang your newly assembled ceiling fan. Now let's hang the fan from the ceiling brace. Alright, we're making progress. You've got your fan assembled and your ceiling prepared. Now comes the moment of truth, hanging the fan. This is the part where your project really starts to take shape. First off, grab the mounting bracket that came with your fan. This is the piece that will attach directly to the ceiling brace. It's a critical component because it's what will support the weight of the fan. So, you want to make sure it's securely attached. Take a few moments to line up the holes on the mounting bracket with the holes on the ceiling brace. Once you've got it positioned correctly, you'll want to secure it with the screws provided. These screws are specifically designed to bear the weight of the fan, so be sure to use them, and not any random screws you have lying around. Now, with the mounting bracket securely attached to the ceiling brace, it's time to hang the fan. This is a task that might require an extra pair of hands. Ceiling fans can be heavy, and you don't want to risk dropping it. To hang the fan, you'll need to lift it up to the mounting bracket and hook it into place. Many fans have a hook or slot on the motor housing that fits onto the bracket. Once it's hooked on, you can let go of the fan. It should hang securely from the bracket. And there you have it. Your fan is now hanging from the ceiling brace. Give it a gentle push. It should remain steady and not sway or wobble. If it does, you'll want to check your screws and make sure everything is tightened. With the fan securely hung, we can move on to wiring. Finally, it's time to wire the fan. This is where the magic happens, connecting your fan to the power source that will bring it to life. Don't worry, it's not as complicated as it sounds, and we're here to guide you every step of the way. First, you'll need to locate the fan's wires. These are typically color-coded with black and blue wires representing the fan and light kit, and a white wire for the neutral. There's also a green or bare copper wire, which is your ground wire. Remember, safety first. Always ensure your power is off at the breaker before you start working with these wires. Next, you're going to connect the fan's wires to your home's wiring. Usually you'll find a black and a white wire protruding from the ceiling. Let's start by matching colors. Connect the black wire from your fan to the black wire from your ceiling. Simply twist the ends together in a clockwise direction, then secure them with a wire nut. Repeat this process with the white wires. Now let's move on to the blue wire from your fan. This wire is for the light kit. In most cases, this should be connected to the black wire from your ceiling, along with the black wire from your fan. Again, twist them together and secure with a wire nut. Last but not least, we need to connect our ground wire. This can be green or bare copper from your fan, and it should be connected to the ground wire from your ceiling, which could be green or bare copper. Twist the wires together and secure with a wire nut. Once all the wires are connected and secured, gently push them back into the junction box in the ceiling. Make sure they're not pinched or overly twisted. With the wiring complete, your new ceiling fan is ready to use. It's time to sit back, flip the switch, and enjoy the breeze. Remember, the satisfaction you feel now is the reward for all the hard work you put into this DIY project, and who knows, maybe you've just discovered a new hobby. And there you have it, you've successfully installed a ceiling fan with braces. From gathering the right tools, prepping the ceiling, assembling the fan, to hanging and wiring it, each step was crucial in this process. Remember, safety should always be your #1 priority when dealing with electrical installations. If you found this video helpful, remember to like it and subscribe to my channel for more DIY tutorials. Thanks for watching.